Thanks. Yes. Morning, my name's Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
We'll start this meeting with a moment of silence for the addict who still suffers, followed by the we version. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference, just for today. Public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. If anyone here represents a media agency, please contact Jeff R. Members of the North Central Indiana area of Narcotics Anonymous welcome you to the 4th annual We Grow with Love convention. I'd like to thank you for joining us in this celebration of recovery. We're deeply grateful to Narcotics Anonymous and find great joy in being able to express our gratitude here with you, our family. In Narcotics Anonymous, we are certain that when we come together to share our lives and our love with each other, a miracle happens. Our recovery takes hard work, courage, and commitment. Those are the things that carry us through as we seek the spiritual growth that comes from working the 12 steps. Never alone, we do this together and for each other, knowing that we need each other, because more than anything else, we grow with love. The preface to the basic text begins, "The full fruit of the labor of love lives in the harvest, and that always comes in its right season. For us, our season has come." I asked a friend to read just for today.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I'm a recovering addict. Tell yourself, just for today, my thoughts will be on my recovery, living and enjoying life without the use of drugs. Just for today, I will have faith in someone in NA who believes in me and wants to help me in my recovery. For today, I will have a program. I will try to follow it to the best of my ability. Just for today, through NA, I will try to get a better perspective on my life. Just for today, I will be unafraid. My thoughts will be on my new associations, people who are not using and who have found a new way of life. So long as I follow that way, I have nothing to fear.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks, Kathy.
This is shared reflections before we open the floor for sharing. I need to remind everyone that you're being taped. If you don't wish to be taped, please let me know so we can turn the machine off. Also, I'd like to remind anybody, if you haven't closed out your cabins or your lodge room yet, please put all your linen in your pillowcases and try to leave the room as you found it. Thank you. One more reminder. This meeting ends at 11:30. Please be aware of the time. Thank you. The floor is open.
Someone's got to get this thing going. You're next, Jack. My name's Lori and I'm an addict. This weekend, to me, has been filled with a lot of spirituality, a lot of pain, a lot of getting honest with myself. When I came here last year, I cried when I left because I didn't want to leave because this place is so serene. And this morning I got, instead of staying into the here and now, I got into, now I got to go back to the chaos, the bills, the reality of life, my kids. And I'm never ready to leave this place. I've got to know some addicts that I've never knew before, that I hope to see next year, if God's willing, for them and myself. And most of all, I've got to be a part of the committee. And that has been a real honor to me. This committee, they have put a lot of time and effort, and it is very much appreciated by all of us, and I can see it. It's always neat to see people getting together to make a function like this happen. I really hope to be here next year. And I hope to be a part of this committee again next year. But most of all, I hope to be a part of you guys' life next year like I was this year. It's been an honor. I love you all. Really hope to see you again next year. Thanks.
I'm sorry.
Choose the next one?
No, what you can.
I might just do that. I'm gonna add Chuck, and I had a great time down here. That's why I finally came back for fourth year in a row. And it seems like half of our region's coming down here now with us, but it's neither here nor there. We had the first couple of years we said we're going to kind of keep this place a secret, so because we wanted to keep it small and intimate and everything like that. But it's growing like everything else, and that's all right too. It's still small and intimate, and you know you pretty much know everybody's name by the time you leave here, and I always have a good time, even when it rains. I don't ever care. I don't think it would be Cat Mac without at least one day of rain every year. But that's all right. I didn't really come down here to lay on the beach. I came down here to get into the workshops and things like that. And and I got another milestone in my life. I got 21 days to work before I retire. And another rite of passage. And a few years ago I didn't think I'd ever live long enough to do this, and now I'm looking forward to it. And maybe make some more conventions or do some more service work or something. I got some time to fill up. But I thought I might go back to college and finish my degree, that good kind of stuff. But I hope I'll be. I have the opportunity to make it back here next year, because I really love this place. Thanks.
Hi, family. I'm an addict named Marie. This is my second year here, and I love it. The first year when I came, I was a little nervous because, like I said, it was during the time when my babies came home, and it's gotten a lot comfortable, more peaceful. The kids got to know other kids, and they had the freedom too, just like I had, have here and experience. Meeting new people, like an addict just shared about meeting addicts I've never met, and addicts that have been here before last year remember me and the kids, and that's good. I love that warm feeling, the sense of belonging as being a family, as one, and the unity here. And it's so spiritual and so nice, I don't know. The kids are like, I want to go home, they still want to stay around, and their dads tell them, but we'll be the only one here. Do you want to be the only one here? And I was waiting for the answer. My daughter said no, and it's good. I go, well, she doesn't have self-centeredness, so that's real good, So the process of growing, and it's like we grow with love, and we do grow with love, and it's just so beautiful here. And God willing, we'll be able to be here next year, God is good all the time, and I don't put no loopholes in anything. It's just peaceful, and I got a lot of it too. I did some writing. There was a workshop on about writing, writing and recovery. And I missed the workshop, but I was telling the person that got to share there, and I'm like, I was doing some work on that. I was using that too, the tool of writing, and that's good. And another beautiful thing that happened to me the night before, someone asked me to come and do a workshop. I never did a workshop in my life. I'm like, oh my God, it's like being at a meeting, but to me, it's not the same. I don't know. I could share it in a home group fine, and stuff like that or whatever, but oh my God, I was having a heart attack, and I said, okay, let me sleep on this. And it was about sponsorship, higher power, and home group. And I'm thinking, well, I got a sponsor, I have a higher power, and I do have a home group. And they say, sure, your experience is okay. So I said, okay. The next morning I said, I'll do it. But I was so scared. It was like, and when I walked there, to me, I was like running late too, getting there because I slept. I took a nap, and I was running to get there, and there was only 3 people there, right? The setup and a chairperson and another guy, and I said, oh, well, good, no one's here. All of a sudden, everybody started coming. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I'm sitting there, I was nervous as a heart attack. I sat and regrouped myself, but I don't know, just, like any meeting or speaking or sharing or something like that, I want to, like, figure out what is it I'm going to say, but it's all spiritual. It came from the heart, and that's what happened. But I just get, I don't know, nervous about it. But anyway, I'm an addict named Maureen. I'm grateful to be here this year and to enjoy everything, and I hope I see everybody here, and I hope I'll be able to come back. That's it.
Hi, I'm Davida. I'm an addict. No, this is, I don't know if many of you know it, but I'm the convention chair for this year, or was. Pretty soon my duties will be over, and when I came into this, I was nervous, because I didn't know how things were going to go, and I didn't know what was expected of me here. And I just decided to let my higher power take over, and with the help of you all, I think we had a pretty good convention here, and I know that it wasn't possible without, God. And I still get nervous when I get up in front of people, but Saturday night helped take care of that. I have to remember you guys are my family, and I just added to my family this weekend. I got to meet people. I connected with people I've never even met before, and that's, something that doesn't always happen. But I don't know. I'm at a loss, but I just really grateful for all you coming out. Thanks.
Good job.
Very good job.
I'm named Mike. How you doing? This place is real spiritual to me, and I've been every year since we first started this, and in fact, this year I told my boss last year that I was going to make it this year. I didn't put it in writing, but he said, I need you Friday and Saturday. I said, see you Tuesday, have a nice weekend and everything. So I had to come here. So I know. It's just to see whatever happens here, whatever happens now, it's all right. I can deal with it. I know every time I come here, I go down to this church down here in this real spiritual place for me to be at. I can relate to a lot of things in my mind and all kinds of stuff. And it's beautiful. This is, God willing, I'll be back next year. Thank you very much.
I'm an addict. My name's Skip. Grateful every coming to the grace of God, then in programming people. You know what this is, man? I tell you, this place is real dear to my heart. It's somewhere where I come and I regroup, to go on with the rest of the year, and it's a regular, stop for me. And this year was really extra special. Seeing a lot of familiar faces and, bringing some people from our area down here, and I would talk about it in my home group. I told them that my home group is tomorrow. And I told them, I said, I'll be floating back into the room tomorrow, because I just, I just get filled with the Spirit here, and no matter what's going on in my life, this place is a priority for me, Last year I was working swing shift, and I had to kind of change my schedule around, and I left early because I had to be at work midnights like today last year, and through the grace of my higher power I got a promotion, and I'm straight days. I got weekends off, and it's only through this program, man, and a lot of people that I meet here, because it keeps me coming back. The caring. Just for me, this is like a little little NA community. You know what I mean? I wish I could live, and I can remember sharing that with another addict here and saying, some people think I'm crazy because, I want to live in this NA world, and he said there's nothing wrong with that, because he said we apply these principles in every area of our life, so in essence you are living in the NA world, and but I like it like this, where everybody's in recovery, you know what I mean? And it's just a great feeling, we could leave our kids with someone and we don't have to be worried, you know what I mean? We know they're in care of, good people and a higher power, you know what I mean? They're going to be all right, and they love our kids, almost as much as we love them, and it's just a beautiful feeling, we don't have to have a lot of those worries that, where we come from that we do have, those fears, but I love this place, I close my eyes, man, and when I'm sitting, wherever, and I can close my eyes, man, and I can be here, and it's one of those places that are just stuck in my mind, and see the familiar faces, that I've come to love, and I've been here for all 4 of them. The first one was an accident, I kind of ended up here by accident because the flyer was out for 2 years, and I threw it away once. And I finally said, wow, this is for this year. You know what I mean? And I got it, and then me and a buddy just decided to drive up here. And they had, some dynamite speakers, and I met a lot of people, and, he wanted to go home, and I drove him home, and I drove back about 80 miles an hour. And I came back for the Saturday speaker, and it's been a regular stop ever since, and through God's grace, hopefully, well, I'll be back here. It's good to see familiar faces. Like my fiance was sharing, it's almost like a home group. You know what I mean? It's a home convention. Somewhere where we know a lot of people and familiar faces. And initially this year we had planned to get married here. Here in that chapel right down the road here. Because it's a real special place, and we still may do that next year. We just couldn't get the plans together. We kind of, procrastinated. I don't know if anybody, knows about that, but we kind of procrastinated on it. But, it would have been nice, and it couldn't have been a better place. But I like to wish you all love, peace, and recovery. And I'll see you next year.
Thanks.
You guys do know that we're going to use inserts of these for our promotional and commercials for next year.
Yeah.
I'm an addict named Ben. One thing I like to say is thanks to everybody for being here. I had a real great time this weekend, and I was able to meet a lot of new people and have a lot of talks with people and just really get to know some different people and just kind of relax this weekend and have a good time and get away from all the it's like I've been getting real sick of the same people in my area, and it's like I was able to get away from all that, come up here and I really enjoy nature and just enjoy the beauty and stuff. I guess one thing that had kind of been bothering me all weekend, I was in a meeting, it was a campfire meeting Friday night, and there were a lot of people talking about, well, I'm real grateful that you kids can be here and stuff like that. And it's like one thing that I really have found in the NA program is that it doesn't matter. It says in our readings, age, race, sexual identity, creed, religion, and lack of religion, and it doesn't matter who you are in a meeting. When it's like when I walk into a meeting, I'm an addict, and that's what I am, and that's what that's what I've really found about this fellowship. No matter what, I'm going to be loved. And so I guess that was bothering me, and I hadn't said anything yet to a group and stuff, and I wanted to say that and just thank everybody for being here. That's all I have.
I'm Kathy. I'm still a recovering addict. I too want to thank the people that put on this weekend. I've heard about it for a long time, and I avoided coming because I thought, God, is it worth going all the way to Indiana for something for NA? And I'm really sorry that I put it off this long. This has been a real spiritual experience for me, and when I got here this weekend, some of the people that met me when I first got here, I was not feeling real spiritual, and I wasn't working much of a program. I was pretty frazzled, and I was pretty scared because I knew I wasn't going to know anybody here, and it's probably still some of my self-esteem issues that I'm working on, that, you know, I get in a big crowd, nobody knows me, nobody's going to want to talk to me. The people that have taken time to spend time with me, I really want to let you know how much I appreciate what you've given from yourself. The spirituality at this place this weekend has just been overwhelming. You know, I know we all have our moments in our recovery, but boy, everybody's had so much love to give this week, and it's just, you know, I wish I could say I knew everybody's name, but I don't, so. And I'm already thinking about next year and trying to talk some more Milwaukee people into coming to experience this, because it, and I learned a lot of things that or I should say I heard a lot of things that I needed to hear this weekend, and I'm hoping to take them home with me and incorporate them into my program, because obviously my higher power felt it was time that I heard the things that I heard, and wow, you're a wonderful family, and I thank you all for putting this on, and I'm also very grateful I got a chance to kind of know the speaker. It puts you on the same ground as I do, because I never get to meet the speakers, so, and, you know, and I've been told, you know, that none of us, you know, should be put on pedestals, and it makes it easier when you have a chance to talk to somebody and just see that they're just like you. So, that's where I'm at. I pray that everybody has a very safe trip home, and that I see some of you next year. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Lori. I'm an addict. Little Lori, I'm an addict. Most of this weekend, little Lori's been out and playing and having fun. And that's what's really cool about this place and my family here. Is I can be who I am wherever I am. If I'm feeling small, or if I'm feeling big, or if I'm feeling sad. And this weekend's been really great, because I've been in a lot of those places and been real comfortable where I'm at, and to go do things that I don't do very well and just do them because they're fun. I went to go play volleyball, and I'm not, you know, the ace volleyball player, and I could go do it because it's fun and not have to worry about what other people thought of me while I was doing it, and being okay with that. Before I came here, and I filled out all the paperwork to go, I had checked the box that said I was willing to be a workshop speaker, and I got this phone call. It's like, yeah, you checked the box that said you're willing to be a workshop speaker, and I was like, I did. Okay, which one? And when the workshop was why is the newcomer the most important person, I was like, oh boy. And found myself, I've always recognized the newcomer and spent time with them, and I found myself being with people that were real new to the program without realizing that I was doing it, without realizing that I was there. So going and do the fun stuff, and that's really a neat place for me to be right now. I had a really good time, really a lot of fun. It's really I just love to come by my family, and it is real spiritual for me as well. And I did my writing this weekend, and I wrote fun stuff. It was gentle and soft and not soul searching stuff, and that's okay too. That's real. It's easy to be with, and this place is easy to be here. And it was fun to watch the campfire being built and the effort that was put into that, and the little boys that came out to go move the big log, and that was that was quite an experience, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I just had a lot of fun this weekend, and that's where I needed to be this weekend. And I thank everybody for being here. I'm really glad to meet my family when I have the opportunity to. And I look at it like everybody, it's like a big, huge family reunion, and there are all these brothers and sisters that were separated at birth, and and I get to find out who they are now, and it's so cool. I just love it. And, I have gone to a lot of functions, so I'll be back next year, and I don't know what next year's bringing, and I'd like to come back next year. So I hope that that's in God's plan for me. With that, I'll pass.
I'm gonna add name's Stevie. I've always been, I've heard about these 7 wonders of the world, and I'd have to say this place falls into the 8th wonder. The facility itself kind of mixes with the beauty of this program, and the two come together, and something takes place, and it's magical almost. I feel anyone who hasn't been here is really missing out. I feel truly blessed to have had this opportunity to come here, not so much as with the taping company, but to be a part of this fellowship and to record some of the workshops. I personally had to struggle a little bit this weekend, and one of the topics kept coming into my mind, one of the workshops, and it was about God's will and my will. And I'm real good with my will, and I know when it takes place, and I still want to fight, and I still want to battle, knock my head up against that wall. Why do I want to leave such a place of beauty and serenity? God's given me a lot of materialistic things. He's given me a new life, and I have other things that go on sometimes, and I forget sometimes where my roots come from. And so last night, I think I got in touch with my higher power. And I said, you need to relax, you need to enjoy this atmosphere, and you don't need to rush. You don't need to leave this beauty. And that's where my addiction was coming in, telling me and playing with me and toying with me, like it does so often, if I allow it to. This is just a wonderful, wonderful place to be, and I truly have enjoyed myself again, and I hope to see everyone here next year. I've met some new faces. Kathy, it was nice to have gotten to know you. I'm starting to learn to let people into my life. That's an area where I struggle. I want to hide. I'm very, very good at hiding. I can hide in my work. I can hide in my play, and I'm real good at not letting you get to know me. Believe that. And I need to talk about it. That's what this is all about. Bringing out what we need to learn about ourselves. And it's the hardest thing that I've had to do since becoming part of this program, is to stand up and share and talk from within. I can talk about everything else. I can talk about sports. I can talk about the girls. I can talk about all that other stuff. But when it comes to talking about my feelings, trying to express my feelings, I'm getting better. I'm tired of beating myself up. I'm getting better. Okay? And it was good to see the faces that I saw last year. It's been great to for me to reach out, that reaching out, and for others to accept me reaching out and not to turn away, because a lot of times out in society we have that fear that, we don't want nobody to get to know us. Especially we don't really want to know. I know a lot of people, for myself speaking, I work in a place that I don't want people to know I'm in Narcotics Anonymous because they don't understand. They don't understand. I don't want people to knock what saved my life. Well, this has saved my life. There's no doubt about it. I've heard other people share that too, and I know it has saved my life. It's saved my life. Truly, truly blessed. I came in here. I was unemployable. 20 years out there. I think I worked 1 year. I've worked ever since I got into this program. I was able to be punctual and responsible and part of society. And that's scary too, being part of society again. Woo! Like, wow, you people want me to do this? You want to be around me? Wow, that's nice. That's what's really nice. It's a little bit of the fear too, because we don't know how. I know for myself, I didn't know how to go about all that. I didn't know how to be part of society. I hid. I went and did what I had to do to get what I had to get, and I hid again so I could hide some more. Hide within myself. And now I'm learning not to hide anymore, to like myself, and to like to live into my skin. My sponsor always tells me that. He says, "You're the one who's got to live in your skin. I got to live with what I do." And believe me, this program gives you that awareness, and if you don't, you will. Stick around long enough, you will. And you'll know what's good and what's not. You'll know what feels good and what doesn't. And I don't know if that's good or bad. It's about life. It is good, but it's kind of a badness to it too, or it's toughness. And thanks for letting me share. That's all I have.
Thanks, Steve. See you next year.
Medical Mark. Hi there. This is the first year since this happened that I actually got out and enjoyed myself, I think, without running around, like a chicken with my head cut off the whole weekend. Tried to keep my nose out of the service aspect of it this year, basically. Did some subcommittee stuff, but as far as doing stuff here, I tried to stay away from it as much as I could, and I did a pretty good job, I think. This is because this is something that's real dear to me. I started working on this with another addict about almost 6 years ago in a cockroach-infested apartment that he lived in, just dreaming up this plan to make this happen. And it's happened, and it keeps getting better every year. And like I said, it's something that's real dear to me. I find myself throughout the weekend making apologies to people for things that I didn't do, to make everybody try to feel as welcome and comfortable here as possible, and get them to come back. This little 4-day fling that we have here is a big part of my recovery. And I think that if this would die, that a part of me would die with it. This is a place where I finally, after 6 years clean, got with a higher power. I mean, really got with one. And working with the facility here, the people that work here, they're just unbelievable people. I didn't know there were people like that.
They're, matter of fact, I wrote them I sent them a Christmas card a couple years ago, and thanked them for everything that I had taken away from here. It was kind of an emotional, mushy type letter I put in with that Christmas card, and the next time I talked to them, they told me that it was such a nice letter they shared it with staff. And the staff said, "Oh, gee, thank you." But that's okay, because the people on the staff at this place are just as close to me as the people in Narcotics Anonymous, if not closer. I've sat in all their offices down there and jerked tears with them. And if I don't get down from here, I'll jerk tears. I already did that Friday. I only do it once a week. It was good to get out and just like be a part of it instead of being into everything, into all the mechanics of it this year. Had a good time. Everybody keep coming back.
Thanks,
I'm Eric named Dan. It's been a busy weekend for me, and I haven't got to spend as much time with some of you as I wanted to. I know that I've shared with some of the people who have been here more than 1 year that it doesn't take as long now to get them bonds and them acquaintances reacquainted, and that's been the best part of my weekend, is seeing the people that have been here 1, 2, and 3 years before, to help me celebrate my recovery. It's been really great to be able to be more involved this year in do some of the things that some of the people that got this thing started had to do in the past to get it started and to get it going, and it's just been a big learning experience for me to be a part of this group, to be a part of the function that's done so much for me in my recovery. Made it to one workshop, and it was the one that Chuck shared at, and that was one of the highlights of my weekend, and if it wouldn't have been for that, well, I wouldn't even made it to that one. And so I want to thank everybody for being here, and what I said at the speaker meeting last night, it's so rewarding to see how people pitch in and work together when it needs to be done, and that's the only way something like this can happen. Got to know a lot of new people this year. I hope that next year that I can spend that a little bit of time with those people like I did the ones from before, and reconnect with them and continue that recovery that's been working from this function in the years past. So thanks for everybody's help and support, and keep coming back. So look forward to next year.
Hi, my name's Frank. I'm an addict. And I'm really glad that I chose to come down here this weekend and get away from my normal life, and come down here and be a part of this retreat. And I was sitting back trying to reflect just now, and actually how I felt about this weekend, and it seems like I'm not really focused on it. I'm sure it'll hit me when I'm on my way home, or the next day or so when I get there. But I do know that I made it to a few workshops, and I shared at a few workshops of what's going on in my life. And there's been a lot of change in my life lately. I'm changing the place where I live. I'm changing the place where I work, and I'm even changing my look a little bit. You know, I cut my hair off 2 days before I came down here, you know. And, you know, there's definitely some change going on in my life. And come to these retreats is part of it, you know. And, you know, and I'm going to keep coming back. And, yeah, I've had a really good time this weekend. Thanks.
Hi everybody, my name is Gary. I'm an addict. Hi Gary. Grateful to be clean today. It's my first convention. It's been wonderful. This is my first year, almost first year of being clean has been. I guess I'm most grateful for the existence of a place, you know, a fellowship where I can live, and not only live, but work tools of recovery that I've learned, I'm still learning. It hasn't been a lot of years ago, probably within my using life, that people like us, we didn't have an option to find a better way of life. We just, you know, died, or you know, something worse maybe is going on living without actually physically being dead. I want to see you guys. I guess the fellowship to me basically means that you know, that through making an effort on a regular basis, having some willingness, that I'm able to experience, to live a better way of life. And I hope that nothing, any personality conflicts or anything that may have occurred during this wonderful weekend would keep anybody from coming back, and I hope they would be viewed for what they are, which is opportunities to grow. I especially hope that nothing as terrible as somebody looking somewhere else besides this fellowship for this miracle of recovery would keep anybody from coming back, and all of us being here together again next year. And I love you guys, I need you, and I'm grateful for you. So.
My name's Jeff, I'm an addict. I came here last year for the day, and I'd heard about this convention, but we came into the program a couple weeks after the convention 2 years ago. And so last year, you know, I met a few people, had a great time. We ended up coming back. I think we drove back up here just for Monday morning. Once we got a taste of it, we couldn't get enough of it, and it was over before it started. This year, I got involved, and so like for the past 10 months, I've been reading all these names and addresses and sending out letters and changing the list and adding to it and taking off of it, and all these names going through my mind over and over and over, and now I finally get a chance to put faces to them. You know, some of them were familiar from last year, some weren't. But I feel like I've gained a lot of friends. I didn't realize how much work there was involved in putting on a function like this. I can appreciate, you the effort that was made by people that came before me. Made some mistakes. Some things turned out well. Other things I could have done better. But everything's about learning, you know. I'm grateful to everybody that gave me a hand and let me eat lunch. I might try this again. I don't know. I'll think on it. I hope to see you all again next year. I'll keep coming back. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ralph and Chuck. I haven't been in this fellowship very long. To be honest, 9 months here coming up. And when I came in here, I knew this was my last chance at life. Isolation was about all I'd done in the last 5 years. So when I came here, I was pretty beaten. To will my higher power, somehow I got involved in this committee to put this thing on. And I tell you, I grew a lot in that, learning how to work things out with other people, get closer to them, made a lot of friends. Found me a sponsor, which I'm sure he would have insisted that I got into this service work like this. I only got to do small parts this time. I hope to find maybe some bigger parts next time. I like the responsibility of caring for the other people in this fellowship. That seems to be something that really helps me grow inside, is being concerned about others. Because I know for years all I was self-centered, so. I've really learned to love myself and others in this fellowship, and this retreat here is really special. I was told about this from other addicts, and I guess I couldn't really understand it until I got here. And although it is small, I went to ISNAC, and that was just almost overwhelming. Here I got to meet a lot more people. I got to get to know them a lot more. I got a lot more hugs. It has been a real growing experience for me. I've learned a whole lot about myself, but I still have a lot more growing to do, as I'm sure we all do at times. But it's just been a real gift for me to be here and to be a part of it. And I thank you all for showing up, especially those that traveled so far. I think that's really special. And I'd just like to thank you once more for showing up, and hope to see you again next year. I hope I'll be here next year. I guess that's all I got. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Darren, and I work for Recovery Addict. And it's truly been a joy and a pleasure being here. I really didn't want to come. When they said that we were camping out, I said, oh no, I don't do no camping out. But God gives you what you need when you need it, And I really needed this quiet time for myself, because it's been some things that I've been sort of dealing with and going through with, and I hadn't come to a decision about what I wanted to do about it, you know. But just being here in the still and the peaceness and the peace and quiet of things, you know. I've done a lot of thinking, I've done a lot of praying, you know. And I think I know what I've got to do now, you know. And I feel real good about it, you know. I'm usually a person that I don't like crowds. You know, I get a phobia feeling, you know, when there's too many people around. And conventions like this are just right. You know, you're just enough people that you can stop, you can hug, you can say a few things to. But when you go to the bigger conventions, you got to push your way through, and you know, you holler over here or somebody's stopping you over here and there, you know. But I have felt so loose and so free since I've been down here, and I'm a loose and free spirit person, you know. My spirit just likes to float. I don't like to be closed in or anything. And I really am glad that I got here, because I got a friend that I'm trying to help who's been very, very sick. And I brought her home to stay with me, you know, due to the things that she was going through at home, you know. And I had been kind of worried about her because she had a quadruplet bypass, you know, and on top of that she's got sugar, and on top of that the diabetes is bad, high blood pressure, I mean complications of things, you know. Then they were heavily medicating her, you know, and I used to worry about her going out to work, you know. But I got that a little straight, and I said that I didn't think I could deal with anything else behind my mom and my husband passing, you know. But I know that God's not going to give me no more than I could really handle. Because when I went to get her, somebody told me I should go over and see about her. And when I went to get her, to see about her, she looked like she was just ready to leave this world. You know, she was so depressed and so down, you know. And when I brought her home with me, her spirits have come back up. She's, you know, looking good. She's doing good. And she, you know, act like she wants to live and got something to live for, you know. So, I'm going to stay. I'm just going to keep her. And like I said, God's not going to give me no more than I can handle, you know. And coming down here, I needed to get away from everything and everybody, where I could sit down and really meditate and concentrate and pray, you know, and ask God to give me what I stand in need of, you know, to help this individual, as well as helping myself. Because I got a lot of medical problems too, but it don't seem like it, because I don't worry about it, you know. Because I'm a firm believer that whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I have no control over it. I have no control over anything. All I do is thank God for kissing me on the tips of my lips every morning and blowing the breath in my body and saying, Doreen, here's a day fresh, clean, and unused. All yours. What are you going to do with it? And I'm going to try to step out on this day and do the best that I can. And when you've done the best you can, thou will be done, you know. And I like to come to more things like this, you know, because it's just so soul-stirring. You know, I mean, it just brings your spirit up. I feel like I can go and I'm ready to fight with Slewfoot now. He gets in my way. But I want to thank the committee, and I want to thank Laurie, you know, for picking my tape and have me come down here. And I'm so glad that I said yes, because I really didn't want to come. But you never know. You never know what God's got in store for you, you know. And, what am I? Dan, yeah. Dan was so nice picking me up at the airport, and we just hit it right off together, you know, riding down. And everybody's been so beautiful to me, you know, just wonderful. Doreen, you just said, hey, leave me alone, I'm all right. You know, y'all sit me down in a peaceful, I'm fine. And I have been fine, you know, and have been treated royally. And I wish I could come back, you know. I would love to come back, but I'll see, because the mother will be on a fixed income next year, So there ain't gonna be too much traveling no damn going way, But I want to thank you, and I want to tell you how much I love you, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And keep up the good work.
I'm Gary. I'm an addict. This convention's been a big part of my life. I've been this is the fourth one. I've been clean 4.5 years. When I started coming to NA, the people that I got involved with through my home group, and the people that I met were already involved, and that's how I got involved. They kind of dragged me along with them, and I'll be forever grateful for that. And I don't know what next year holds. I've learned that making long-range commitments may not be the best. I mean, where I am today in my life, I had no inkling that I would be here. What I've got through my involvement in NA is more than I ever could have dreamed of or anticipated. I mean, I stay clean a day at a time, but I do make long-range plans. But they always seem to turn out a little bit differently than I expected. So, as most of you have I've told you, I'm moving to Detroit in a couple of months, so I can go back to school. And I don't know what that means as far as my future is concerned. I just hate the thought of not being able to come back next year. But I really don't know. And if there's any way possible, naturally I will be. But I've been involved with this from the beginning, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's being involved with a bunch of committed people and calling them my friends and having certain times every month when I'm sure we're going to be together. And the activities we do together has been a big part of my life and my recovery. And giving that up just hurts. But I guess it's time to move on, and we all come to that point at different times. And mine is now. But if there's any way impossible, I'll be back. And I want to thank everybody that came this year and everybody that's been coming. You have been a big part of my life and my recovery. And I never forget to acknowledge that where I am and the things that I do are because of my involvement here and because of you people. And that I don't think that I've done anything really special. It's because I found NA that I've been able to stay clean. Through your people's efforts and what I've learned to do, it's been the difference in my life. So, again, thanks, and I hope to see you next year.
I'm a grateful recovering addict. My name's Cheryl. This place is a blessing. Doreen, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to be real bold here and ask you to close for us with your song. I wasn't going to come to this convention. A lot of feelings and a lot of my own stuff wrapped up in the reason. I didn't come last year. I was here for the first two. I moved away from this area 2 years ago, and when I left, I took a lot of baggage with me. And I don't know, it's a miracle to me how simple it is just to really walk through those fears no matter how scared you are. The things that happen when we do that. I know that it's been a great part of my recovery and a firm belief that no matter how scared I am to do something, I must do it because the fear of not doing it
is greater than the fear of doing it. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. But God does take care of me as long as I'm honest and willing. And it's been proven to me time and time again that all I have to do is show up. Be willing to put that next foot forward. And I've been blessed by many things this weekend. I don't have words for it, other than I know it's been God's work. I found a sponsor this weekend. And I've been without an NA sponsor for a year. The area that I'm living in right now, it's pretty scarce for people, women in particular, with sufficient amount as well as quality clean time. And I've just been kind of hanging out and praying and utilizing the people around the tables for the time being, and I'm glad I waited. This is truly a wonderful place to be, and I too needed to come here to take care of me and get next to my higher power and resolve some issues that I've been running crazy, being a human doing instead of a human being. Shared something about that with another addict this weekend, that it's real important that I'm tender with myself and let myself be human. And that means that I make mistakes. The blessing is I learn from them. So, thank you, everybody.
Well, one thing I want to say, and I will say, unless I can see the goodness of the Lord amongst the land of the living, I will believe. And when I'm in rooms like this and I see people like you, I see the goodness of the Lord, and I do believe. So I'll say, nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you can make me happy. Oh, yes, you heal me too. When I was in trouble, you brought me through. Nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you. No, nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you can make me happy. Oh, yes, you heal me too. When I was in trouble, you brought me through. Nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you, who stopped my wounded heart from crying. Nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you. No, nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you can make me happy. Oh, yes, you heal me too. When I was in trouble, you brought me through. Nobody but you, N.A., nobody but you. Thank you.
Any burning desires before we close?
Yeah, mine's Jim. I'm an addict. I don't know about burn desire. I'm just so tired, man. Hey, Jim. You guys are very, very beautiful people up here. I'm Jim, and I'm an addict. Hi, Jim. Looking out that window, this whole weekend's been really overwhelming for me. I bounced around. I've been free, you know, just left all my cares and troubles behind me. And this has been one of the most spiritual things I've done in a really, really long time. I met some really, really beautiful people up here. Gym spirits, I've been freed up a little bit. You know, I came so close to not coming. I paid for it, I anticipated it, you know, and I was feeling really, really bad. And I told my roommate, I said, I'm not going to go. And he said, well, if you're not going, I'm not going. And we watched a movie, and about 11:30, I started feeling a little bit better. I said, man, you know, it's a couple hours down there, you know, 4, 5, whatever, you know, and I came, and I'm just really, really grateful for all you people. I know there's a lot of work that went into this, and that was just the nicest thing, you know. All week long, I wear responsibilities on my shoulders, and I gotta be a responsible guy and do this and that. I came down here and it was all set up, man. Like my first meeting, man. The coffee was made, the books were on the table, and they just told me to sit down, shut up, and listen, and get clean. You know, and same thing up here. I know there's a lot of work that it took, you know, and I know how it gets behind them closed doors for this service work, you know, and I'm just really, really grateful for all the efforts that are put in here. I'm grateful for every single person who showed up, made this what it is. I've been to several conventions, and I'll tell you what, this is just perfect. I've been everywhere, overwhelmed. We got DACN every year, Detroit, and Merkin up in Michigan. You can just get lost in the crowd, man. Up here, I felt really, really close with everybody. You know, and that song right there, you know, melt my heart. You know, so many beautiful people singing and playing music and just sitting there being a part of, you know, and it melted me. You know, it made me feel really, really good. And I'm just really, really grateful for the opportunity I had to come down here. I like that concept of a home convention. This ain't even my home, but I'll tell you what, if I have my way, I'll be down here next year, God willing. And I just want to say thanks to every single person that was here and helped make this what it was. Thank you very much.
Bring some firewood with you. Yeah, okay. Bring that.
Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? A second on that? Can you help me close this meeting with a group